Hello everyone. In today's video, I'd like to explain the LazyPublisher dashboard to you. We're going to go through each and every field, and I'll explain to you what you can see here or what you can actually do with it. Up here on the right, you can access the settings. Next to it, you can blur all your data in case you want to share any screenshots or, like me, record a video. Here you can see the latest activities, what has happened. Here are the syncs: last sync, auto sync, and a link to our Discord channel. Under Marketplace Performance, you'll find all your marketplaces. They are ranked by revenue, but first you'll see a cumulative field, here called Worldwide. In the individual fields, I see for each marketplace the number of sales, the revenues, and the advertising expenses. I can also click on the individual marketplaces, should I wish to analyze them separately, and then the entire dashboard will adjust to that specific marketplace. For example, if I navigate to Amazon.com, I will then only see all the sales and revenues, etc. from the USA. The next field that I would like to discuss is the Today's Sales field. Here you have a date display. You can also go back in time or select a specific date that you'd like to jump to. This allows you to quickly examine each and every individual date in more detail. Additionally, you'll find a brief summary here showing the day's total sales and the net profit. Here again, you'll find the sales, the reads, the returns, royalties, and net profit. And in this legend, you can essentially see all the products that have been sold, whether they are paperbacks, hardcovers, ebooks, or other similar formats. You can then easily filter by these categories. Here you can see the product that was sold. It's blurred out now, of course, a bit difficult to explain. But here you essentially have the thumbnail, the title, the ASIN, then the type of book that you've sold, then of course the date, whether an ad spend has already occurred today for this product, the royalties. And these here have been converted because we naturally made the sale over in the USA. My royalties are $1.05, but converted into euros, that would only be 91 cents. You can adjust your preferred currency in the settings. Then, if you click on the title here, you'll be redirected to the Amazon page for this book. And once you click on the thumbnail image, a new window will then open up and you'll be able to view all the details for this ASIN. You'll see the total sales volume that this particular book has achieved. You'll also find the royalties, the net profit, and the total ad spend, as well as on which specific marketplaces this ASIN has been sold. And down here you can see everything in much more detail. And on a daily, monthly, and yearly basis, you can analyze it even more precisely. Here you can also switch to a different view. Also, you can adjust the sorting order of your sales here. I prefer to have it ordered by date, because I simply want to know what was sold most recently. The next section we'll examine covers the Amazon ads. These are directly coupled by their specific date to the today's sales figures. This means that if you modify the date selection here, the corresponding data will also automatically adjust itself to reflect that particular day. This was a deliberate decision made by us, so that there won't be any confusion, and one can always immediately compare for that particular day. I know that it's naturally a bit more complicated with KDP, because sales and advertising expenses do not occur on the very same day. Here you have the individual fields where you can basically view all your expenses, your income, the ecos, and all other relevant data. You can also see this information displayed again for each of the individual products. And here you can also adjust how the items should be sorted. We are only showing products or ASINs here that actually had some spend on that particular day. Therefore, if we were to display absolutely everything right now, every single product that has even just 2 impressions, this entire field would simply overflow. If you click on this particular item here, you would also be able to see a brief summary for this specific individual product. It's quite natural that advertising expenditures are always recorded with a bit of a time lag. Firstly, because Amazon isn't exactly quick when it comes to that. It can also occur that ad sales are only posted 3 days later, or the actual expenses change once more. But that's of course due to Amazon. We're trying to provide the most current data quickly. Then we have the third field here, top 5 selling books. You can also use a date display to set what you want to see here. I find it very interesting to quickly determine which books sold the fastest within specific time frames. You can of course also click on the thumbnail and then you'll see the lifetime data for this particular book. I actually find this quite interesting for the analysis. We will certainly add more here and the fields will naturally be used even more. Now, let's move on to this display here. Here again, we have daily, monthly, and yearly. Also, of course, there are individual things that you can configure. You can also have the previous year's sales figures displayed. I personally prefer this monthly overview as it allows me to quickly check things. Here you can see at a glance, if I go to November now, what my royalties and ad income were last year, what do I have this year, and what was the net profit last year? What is its performance this year? On which marketplaces were items sold? A quick way to get a comprehensive overview. And all of this naturally on a daily and annual level. If I want to, I can then go to the corresponding month here. Click on it, and then I'll see a complete summary for the current month again. I can see what I have earned, how many books I have sold, what my advertising statistics look like, which product variations I have sold, and on which marketplaces. I can also see what reads I have generated, my top 5 selling books, my top 5 KDP reads, then everything combined, of course, and the individual products are also displayed here again. I can click next right here and reanalyze everything again. You can also click on the thumbnail here, the direct linking, so everything is quickly and easily accessible. That was, of course, extremely important to us. And then, further down here, I have also predefined a complete sales summary for specific time periods. Here, I can quickly see at a glance how much I've sold and where, and I can also click on it again to view the precise data for these specific time frames. I find this is simply a very powerful way to quickly get an overview of how things look right now or how they've looked in the past. Then there are also activity logs here. This is essentially an overview where every single action, whether it's a sale, a return, or an order from an ad campaign, is simply recorded in the sequence in which it is received. Here you can go all the way back to the very beginning. Now, I'm not sure how it is with really large accounts, but as you can see with my account, I can look at nearly 5,000 results, showing when each item was sold and in what specific sequence. Alright, that's pretty much it for now. I simply wanted to bring you up to date on how the tool is currently set up, because when new updates are released in the future, we can refer back to this, and I won't need to re-explain the complete dashboard every single time. Should you have any questions, please don't hesitate to write them in the comments section. If you also have any suggestions for what you'd like to see implemented in the tool, feel free to write them in the comments. And of course, you can also generally leave nice words, and a subscription would naturally be great anyway. So, I wish you a nice day and lots of fun with our tool, LazyPublisher. Bye.